The air in Birmingham, UK, was thick and damp, carrying the scent of late autumn rain and stale beer from the nearby pubs. Josh, a final year architecture student, hunched over his laptop in the shared kitchen of their old Victorian house in Selly Oak. His housemates were scattered. Ava and Jacob were out. Smith was studying upstairs, and Jerry was somewhere in the common room playing video games. The tension in the house had been palpable for weeks, ever since the strange disturbances began. It started small: lost keys, rearranged furniture. Then it escalated. Doc Kendrick, the resident skeptic, had his pristine thesis covered in a sticky green substance overnight. Milton, usually unflappable, swore he saw a small, hunched shadow dart across the hallway light. "It's just the old wiring," Sydney had insisted, trying to rationalize the sudden, flickering lights. But even she looked pale. One frigid Tuesday, Goodwin's phone vanished right off his bedside table. He swore he'd locked the door. Later that night, the phone started ringing from inside the wall near the fireplace. "It's the gremlin," whispered Ava when everyone gathered, terrified, in the kitchen. She'd found an old local legend online, a mischievous, malevolent entity drawn to technology and decay, a gremlin that thrived in the damp brickwork of old Birmingham homes. It liked to play with its victims before it truly terrorized them. The terror reached a peak when Harris, trying to record the disturbances on his new camera, captured a fleeting image, two glowing, pinprick eyes peering from under a floorboard, surrounded by matted, grey fur. The following night, Jacob, working on a late-night project, heard a rhythmic, scratching sound coming from the ceiling directly above his bed. He froze. Scratch. Scratch. Pause. He reached for his phone, heart pounding. Before he could call out, a small, dark object dropped from a loose ceiling panel, landing on his desk with a wet thud. It was Victoria's favorite silver locket, now smeared with the same sticky, green goo that had ruined Kendrick's thesis. Suddenly, the kitchen lights flickered off, plunging the house into darkness. A collective gasp went through the group. In the sudden, oppressive silence, a new sound began. Not scratching, not ringing, but a high-pitched, mocking giggle that seemed to emanate from the very walls. "It's under the house," Josh finally breathed, his voice barely a whisper. He realized the real purpose of the Gremlins games. It wasn't just terrorizing them. It was driving them to distraction, using their fear and their lost objects to draw them to its lair. Smith, the most level-headed, grabbed a heavy flashlight. "We need to check the cellar now, before it takes something or someone else." The group descended into the dank, cobweb-draped cellar, the flashlight beam cutting through the gloom. The air down there was colder, and the earthy smell was undercut by a metallic, sour odor. As they reached the far wall, a sickening noise filled the space, the sound of breaking glass and tearing paper. The gremlin was close. The flashlight beam landed on a sight that chilled them all to the bone. A small, dark shape huddled in a nest woven from discarded wires, ripped up books, and tattered clothing. In its tiny, clawed hands, it was meticulously destroying Jerry's prized, vintage gaming console. The gremlin looked up, its glowing eyes locking onto them. It was hideous, a starved, hairless creature with elongated fingers and a wide, leering mouth full of needle-sharp teeth. It let out another grating giggle. Before anyone could move, the creature launched itself forward, but not at the students. It lunged straight for the main fuse box on the wall. Bzzzzzzzzzzzzzt. A blinding flash of blue-white light and a deafening surge of electricity momentarily overloaded the senses. When their eyes adjusted, the gremlin was gone. The cellar was silent, but the fear lingered. The entity they had encountered was a force of pure, destructive chaos, and they knew, with a certainty that settled deep in their bones, that they hadn't seen the last of the Birmingham gremlin. It was still in the house, just waiting for the next thing to break, the next object to steal, the next person to terrify.